For the New World Order, Bishop Grady letting y'all know what the fuck going on for this Black Fox News Report. It's brick as hell outside, you know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to look glossy for y'all, you feel me? I'm about to just give y'all this news. Y'all gonna keep the fuck moving, you know what I'm saying? But letting y'all know though, today is actually the day where the House of Representatives is going to officially vote on whether they are going to impeach Donald Trump or not. And judging by the fact that it's a Democrat-controlled House of Representatives, and people tend to vote along party lines on this, that it is expected that they are going to vote to remove him, and then the vote will be passed on to the Senate, and Senate most likely will vote along party lines as well. Republican-controlled Senate, so you know he probably won't get impeached, but we'll see what happens though. The House Rules Committee actually agreed on today's terms of debate. There's supposed to be like 6 hours of debate. That's actually going on right now. You know, they had a proxy vote, a fake vote, basically, and they saw that the lawmakers voted along party lines. So they're going to debate for hours and then they'll vote on it tonight officially. But Trump is still on this shit about how this is like he wrote a 6-page letter to Nancy Pelosi, the House Speaker, basically calling this like saying that she was lashing out at Democrats, saying that she was declaring an open war on American democracy, calling the process illegal and basically in an attempted coup. But it's like, what the fuck is you talking about? Like, there's nothing illegal about the process. First off, he even came out his face and said there was more due process given to the Salem witch trials, which is crazy because one, Trump has tried to keep people out of testifying, and he himself has not spoken up for himself and in front of the lawmakers. And then two, you had the mayor of Salem, Massachusetts actually come out and slam him for that. Like, yo, you need to do your history. Like, how dare you say something like that? So, it's crazy. But we'll see what happens, though. Green War and Graduation. The New World Order, Bishop Grady letting y'all know what the fuck going on for this Black Fox News Report. So, a key witness in the House Intelligence Committee's impeachment inquiry against Donald Trump, Bill Taylor, he was a top U.S. diplomat to Ukraine, so he was in the middle of all of this, and he was a fierce critic of Trump's attempt to withhold military aid in order to get Ukraine to actually open up this investigation against the Bidens. He's actually said that he's going to step down from his post, so he will no longer be serving as the U.S. diplomat to Ukraine. You know, it's a lot of heat going on, so he probably just doesn't want this shit. I mean, but he at least gave his testimony, and you know, he's standing on that, so we'll see what happens. Green War and Graduation. Reality is he probably knows that Trump is not going to get impeached, so he don't want to keep that position. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's be real. But Green War and Graduation. The New World Order, Bishop Grady letting y'all know what the fuck going on for this Black Fox News Report. Make sure you sign that petition, get Donald Trump off Twitter. Find the change.org link in the video description if you're watching this on YouTube, or in my Instagram bio, GradyGrant716. 45 days in jail and a $20,000 fine. That's the penalty that's been given to Rick Gates, a former campaign aide for Donald Trump. He basically is somebody who actually had to as a part of Robert Mueller's investigation into Trump's 2016 campaign team and its link to Russia. Then, you know, this is an investigation that has actually brought a lot of people down, but Rick Gates actually went down for participating in a criminal financial scheme, as well as for lying to federal investigators as a part of this. And he ends up testifying, Rick Gates ended up testifying against Paul Manafort, under whom he worked. Paul Manafort being Trump's former campaign aide, as well as he testified against Roger Stone, Trump's former friend and political advisor. You know, both are doing numbers out here. Paul Manafort actually just had was hospitalized with a heart condition while serving his Fed sentence. So that's what's going down. Green War and Graduation. For the New World Order, Bishop Grady letting y'all know what the fuck going on for this Black Fox News Report. So this was rare because FISA, FISA stands for Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Act, and that act actually enacted this secret court known as the FISA Court, Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Court, that operates in secret. You don't know who the judges are, who the jurors are, and you know, the FBI has to go to them to get approval for like wiretapping and things of that nature. Now, keep in mind that there was an inspector general unleashed by the Justice Department, which we know is led by William Barr, who Trump put in place. They had an independent investigation into whether there was a political bias going into the Robert Mueller investigation, and the inspector general found out there wasn't, but he did find some things that were problematic in how they got permission to wiretap Carter Page, who was Trump's campaign advisor. Now, FISA is coming out basically saying that the FBI was misled its judges into why they actually got that permission, and has said for the FBI, or the FISA's presiding judge ordered the FBI to present some changes in how they asked for permission for domestic surveillance of U.S. citizens. We'll see what this turns into. Green Wall and Graduation Party, the New World Order, Bishop Grady letting y'all know what the fuck going on for this Black Fox News Report. So I told y'all about how Unite Local 11, the workers union, was actually planning on like creating a picket line outside of the Thursday's Democratic presidential debate that's supposed to be held in Los Angeles, due to the dispute that they were having with Sodexo. This is a company that produces food for cafeterias, for universities, and for prisons. It turns out that they actually reached agreement at Loyola Marymount University in Los Angeles, which is the debate site. So they, and this is something they've been going over since earlier this year in March. So, kudos to them. They reached an agreement, and now the Democratic presidential debates this Thursday will go on for sure, because Democratic candidates have vowed not to cross the picket line. So, that'll go on as was scheduled. Green Wall Graduation Party, the New World Order, Bishop Grady letting y'all know what the fuck going on for this Black Fox News Report, man. When will this shit end? We talk about a lot of things that are wrong with the government, but why does this rarely ever come up? $738 billion of a defense spending bill was actually approved by Senate. And this was an overwhelming bipartisan vote to approve this bill, meaning that some of your fellow Democrats, some of your fellow Republicans all wanted this shit. Well, we know the Republicans are warmongers, but we know that the Democrats are too. You know what I'm saying? This is just proof of that, whatever. Mind you, it's not all bad in the sense that it does include 12 weeks of paid parental leave for some of the federal workers. It does include also puts $25 million towards study of gun violence, first time in 20 years. But it's just an exorbitant amount of money, and they approved of two packages which total $1.4 trillion. It also reveals 3 Obamacare taxes, but no restrictions on the support of Saudi Arabia and their bombardment of what's been going on in Yemen, and definitely no restrictions on Trump using his national emergency to take funds out of money that's actually set aside for like the Pentagon and military. Green Wall and Graduation Reporter of the New World Order, Bishop Grady letting y'all know what the fuck going on for this Black Fox News Report. So in India, the Supreme Court of India, they actually have postponed hearing a challenge to the constitutionality of that new citizenship amendment bill that I told y'all about, that's actually making a pathway to citizenship for neighboring countries and their migrants, unless they're Muslim. You know what I'm saying? And it comes with other laws that kind of marginalize the Muslims that are in the country. And mind you, the count of Muslims in the country is like 200 million. You know what I'm saying? So some funny shit going on with that. I mean, they're all under Prime Minister Narendra Modi, who's a Hindu. And, there's been like beef between the Hindus and the Muslims over there in that area. Not beef, but definitely tension, especially with nationalist agendas like so. So the Supreme Court is actually going to hear this challenge to the constitutionality of the Citizenship Amendment Bill. That sparked a lot of protests and led to government crackdowns and shutting down of internet, deployment of troops or whatever. They're going to hear this challenge on January 22nd. Green Wall and Graduation. Streets reporter of the New World Order, Bishop Grady, letting y'all know what the fuck going on for this Black Fox News report. So over in France, I've been telling y'all about how the President Emmanuel Macron's pension overhaul has caused a lot of disruption. I mean, people are striking, actually, you know, and it's causing major disruptions in like transportation and the daily commute. But the pension overhaul has actually effectively raised the retirement age, and among other things. So, you know, people are not happy with that. And on Tuesday, yesterday, there were actually over 500,000 people that actually took to the street in support of the strike. You know what I'm saying? So there's still protests going on, rocking the country and all of that. It said that over 60% of the people of France support the strike. So I don't know, but it don't seem like Macron's trying to hear that shit. We'll see what happens though. Green Wall and Graduation. News reporter of the New World Order, Bishop Grady, letting y'all know what the fuck going on for this Black Fox News report. So Evo Morales, you know, the longtime Bolivian president, he was about to serve his 4th term and then fell to what was considered to be a military coup, you know, or what he called, you know what I mean? And it seemed pretty closely successive when the military went onto the airwaves basically saying that he should leave his position, and then, you know, him announcing his resignation that same day. He had went to Mexico, but now he has officially been given refugee status in Argentina, and then gave his first news conference. He announced the successes of his party, the Movement for Socialism party, that and it has a longer name than that as well, like, you know, political movement for the sovereignty of the people, very close to that. But nevertheless, he announced his successors. One was his former economy minister, and the other one was cocoa farmer union leader. So that's what's going down. And he actually had an interview with Glenn Greenwald of The Intercept, basically confirming that, like, you know, the military, they basically had threatened the leaders of his party, you know, had them renounce their positions. They threatened his sister, you know, burnt her house down, threatened his kids who are now out there in Argentina with him. So, you know, shit is real. Green Wall and Greg. Streets reporter of the New World Order, Bishop Grady, letting y'all know what the fuck going on for this Black Fox News report. So, Pope Francis, the Pope actually announced that he lifted what is considered to be pontifical secrecy. Basically, the secret vow that the Pope and the Catholic Church leaders take, basically when regarding crime that happens within the Catholic Church. But he said pontifical secrecy doesn't apply. He declared that it's not going to apply to sex abuse against children. So it seems, ostensibly at least, it seems like he's trying to do the right thing. You had Charles Scicluna, who's actually the top sex abuse investigator in the Vatican, which is troubling by itself, you know what I mean? Let's keep it real. But this dude basically says that it's gonna remove a lot of obstacles and impediments to these sex abuse investigations in the Catholic Church. But I'm not buying it, because at the end of the day, the secret is out already. Like, we already know this shit is going on. There's a lot of people that have been accused. It's really about what's gonna happen to these motherfuckers when they get caught. You know what I mean? So I'm not really buying that shit, especially when Pope Francis is still letting priests stay in the Vatican, stay in the church after having been caught out there. Green Wall and Graduation. Streets reporter of the New World Order, Bishop Grady, letting y'all know what the fuck going on for this Black Fox News report. So Harvey Weinstein, disgraced Hollywood mogul, who currently has over 100 sex abuse accusations against him, and is facing his first rape trial, criminal trial in Manhattan very soon. And he actually did an interview with the New York Post. I don't like the New York Post. You know what I'm saying? I'm from Jersey City, so I'm very familiar with the New York Post. But basically, he tells the New York Post that, you know, he doesn't want to be, he feels like he's a forgotten man, and he should be remembered for the many opportunities that he's given to women actors and directors. But, you know, a bunch of women responded back basically like, are you fucking kidding me? Yeah, you won't be remembered. You'll be remembered as a sexual predator. Like, the fuck is you talking about? A motherfucker wants credit basically for the same thing that he was using to actually sexually abuse these women, giving them positions of power within Hollywood. So, man, he got some nerve. Greenwald graduate.